Hi, let's talk about credit reports. It's not a sexy topic, but it's a topic we all have to deal with, especially in the United States, which uses credit reports. What are credit reports good for, you say? Well, they're used for everything, like if you're getting a loan or perhaps even on your insurance rate, they will look up your credit score. So it is important to know what a credit score is and how you can affect it, either good or bad. So let's start with the three credit reporting agencies. There is Experian, there is Equifax, and there is TransUnion. And I will put those three down in the comments below this video, so if you would like to look them up. Actually, I'd recommend that you have an account on all three of those. You can sign in and set up an account and check your credit score. And why you would do this is because there is a risk. If there's been a data breach and your social security number has gotten out there on the dark web or wherever, someone can use that information to take a loan in your name. And you may think that could never happen, but I've seen it happen as a bank manager for 30 years, where I've pulled someone's credit and they said, that isn't my loan. Then they're going to have to file a dispute with the credit agency and they'll have to dispute that it wasn't them who took the loan out. But unfortunately, it's going to affect their credit score because it's on there. Probably a criminal person took the loan and they're not making the payments, so it's actually hurting your credit score. Okay. So a good credit score can be, in the 700s or 800s. I think they cap out at like 820, 850 would be the highest you could ever get. I've never seen someone who had that high of a score, but it is important that you watch it. And now another thing you can do is called freezing your credit. So this happens when you had a data breach. Perhaps you get a letter. We've all had that happen. I've had it happen where I got a letter of some, either healthcare or some other business where they had a data breach. Someone got into their files and they took people's names and social security numbers. Now, if you get a letter like that and you actually had a breach, you have a right to freeze your credit reports. You would have to freeze them on all three agencies. In other words, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And you'd have to go in and freeze them. The other thing you have to be aware of is that when you apply for credit, like a credit card or a loan or whatever that's going to be, you have to unfreeze it. And you can do so temporarily, like unfreeze it for 3 days, so that the entity can get your credit score. It's not hard to do, but what's hard is to keep track of all your passwords for those three sites for your account and how you're going to log in. And yes, it does take a little bit of time. I personally have had a data breach, and because of that, I do keep my credit frozen so that I know that a criminal can't go in and use my credit card or use my social security number to get a credit card or to get a loan. Yes, it's a pain in the butt. When I need credit, I've got to go in and unfreeze it, but it's totally worth it. Now, one thing you should know is when you set up an account with one of those three credit bureaus or all of them, they're going to try to sell you a service so that they will watch your credit. Now, if you want them to do that, I'm not saying you can't do that, but I am saying to me, it's a waste of money. I don't need them to watch my credit scores, especially if I'm going to freeze it. Okay. And you should know you can only freeze if you've had a data breach. I don't think they just let you freeze it for like no reason. But I choose to just go with the basic account that I can go in and check my credit score and see what's going on. What you have to know is it's kind of tricky. So when you go into one of those sites, they're going to give you this whole long web page that talks about all the services they can do and sign me up now. And it's only, this much money and whatever. And yes, it costs. But you have to go all the way down to the bottom of that web page. At the very bottom, it'll say, "No, thank you. I want to just keep basic access." So most people don't go to the bottom and they don't see that and they just say, "Oh, fine, whatever, I'll sign up." But you don't have to pay for it, and you should know that. And then you want to check your credit score or your credit report maybe every few months, unless it's frozen. If it's frozen, you know nothing could have happened to it. But if it's not frozen, you do want to check it. You want to see if there's something on there that doesn't belong there or something that you want to dispute. And there's a process where you can file a dispute report with that credit company so that it gets put out there that, this isn't mine. And you may even have to have an attorney clean it off of there. So it could be, a criminal or somebody took a credit card in your name, put it on your social security number, and it will hurt you because when you go to apply for credit, all of a sudden you have this amount of a credit card or something that's owed that hasn't been paid on, and it's going to make your score low. So you are going to want to check it and you are going to want to dispute it or get it off of your credit report. So there you go. There's all that information about what to do with your credit scores and your credit reports on the three big credit reporting agencies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this information was helpful to you.